Welcome to clickmyproject.com.
Our project title is Resource Selection for Task with a Time Requirements using Spectral Clustering. Is the abstract of our project. Our abstract is to randomize the selection of resource and allocate the task and execute within the given start and end time. So we have to perform the cloud sync concept we have to implement our project. In our process we have to analyze the broker, data center and virtual machine and number of jobs we have to assign. So we have to provide the environment based on cloud sync concept and also allocate the job to the resources based on workload and payment process. And the workload is a file length and file size we have to based on allocation based on payment process, and each resources had the cost to work. And our primary objective and primary aim to minimize the time overlapping of the task assigned to the given resources. If the resource cannot availabilities, the task cannot be skipped, or we have to leave the job based on this concept. So we have implement the cloud sync concept, and also we have provide the environment for execute our job. And another one is to maximize the time overlapping among the tasks assigned to different resources, and then we use the fast scheduling algorithm to perform this process and select the resource based on task workload. First of all, we have to create the environment. First we have to create a broker and a data center and virtual machine, and also we have to select the how many jobs we have to allocated based on this concept. So we have to perform the execution time and also perform the cost execution to identify the resources for performed on internal and external clouds. Now we have see about the flow diagram of our process. First we have to create a cloud environment using the cloud sync concept, and we create the cloud environment, and first we have to create the job and a number of cloudlets we have to assign to the resources, and then we create the broker. The broker is the intermediator for job that can be performed on virtual machine. So we have to create the virtual machines, and also we have first of all we have to create the data center and in job creations, and find that calculate the execution time for executing the job in a broker on virtual machine, and also perform the scheduling. And we have to minimize loaded job allocated to internal virtual machine and minimum loaded job allocated to the external virtual machines. This is a flow diagram of our project, and finally we have to assign the VM to the job and perform the cost calculations. So we have to perform the cost calculation with a minimized cost to execute on each virtual machine. Our main objective is to allocate the resources, and if the job is not executed or not execution availability, our job is not ready to skip or not a job to be overlap. So we have to reduce this problem based on cloud's environment and produce a cloud sync concept to create the broker, job and virtual machine, and execute the calculation time and perform the scheduling process. Now we have to run our project. This is our home page. To run our file, click run file. Click the start button. Our process is start to next frame, and first we have to create the data center, and click data center. So the data center should be successfully created. The data center name and number of machines are included in data center, and the host ID, the number of processing times, and the RAM memory and the bandwidth time, and it's also can be calculated using the cloud sim environment. And click the next button. And first we have to create the broker. The broker is the intermediator for the data center to execute the job. The data center broker is a broker ID. We have to click the 5 data center, the broker 0, broker 1, broker 2, broker 3 and broker 4, and we have assigned the ID for each broker, and then click the next button and create a virtual machine, and I will click the 5 for virtual machines. The virtual machines is used to execute the job on data centers with the help of broker ID. So we have identified the virtual machine ID with we have to allocate it to the broker ID, and minutes per second we have to execute, and the RAM memory and reserve bandwidth. This is randomly generated based on CPU storage and CPU free memories. And click the job. How many jobs we want to execute it on data center? I click 10 job and click OK. The 10 job is successfully created, and also job submitted to respective brokers successfully. And then here we see that the cloudlet ID is created, and also each cloudlet is assigned to broker ID and based on length, file size and then output size. Click next button, and first now we have to calculate execution time and the cost estimation. First we have to calculate execution time, and click analyze button. Execution time is calculated. Is a cloudlet. Cloudlet is a virtual broker ID and the cloudlet. So you have assigned that 920 and 821 is a file size, the output size, and then this is start time, this is end time. Start time and end time is calculated for each job. That means cloudlets, and how to the execution is how the execution start from and end with, and also calculate the deadlines. So in our concept, the job is not need to overlap, and click the next button. In next button we have calculate cost estimation, and click the cost button. The cost is also calculated successfully based on execution time and also job size, and we have to perform the job minute per second calculations. And click next button. The cloudlets and its length is also calculated, and click cloudlets and length. It can be easily analyzed, and perform priorities. The priorities is based on which cloudlets go to internal and external clouds. So they have priorities with 920, 81, 1122 and 1020 and the 724. These all are based on all the length, file size, output size, starting time, ending time and also deadlines. And then we have map. Now click FAR estimation. The FAR is after click a FAR estimation, we have click a map and schedule. The job are allocated to external clouds and internal clouds. So now we have to assign the job to the internal and external clouds. The internal clouds is a prioritized, and we have to not the job or waited to execute. External cloud, the job that cannot contain priority is can be stopped on external clouds. The priority is to first priority is go to internal clouds, and the second priority is go to external cloud. Now we have the 5 job go to internal cloud, and the 3 is go to external clouds. This is our project, and then we have to analyze the resource to internal and external clouds. Thank you.